What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. I've been on some football for a little bit. I'm still not done with the countdown of the top 25 quarterbacks in NFL history. We up to number 5 though. Let's get into it. So we on number 5 of the top 25 in NFL history. And as we count down from 5 to 1, we're going to be progressing up in history, going from back in the day to the modern day. Because as the game has evolved, so has the quarterback position. Now, back in the late 40s into the 50s, a guy by the name of Otto Graham was the standard for the quarterback position. He's my number 5. Otto Graham played for the Cleveland Browns and put the Browns on the map as the premier team back then in the day. He's on the all-decade team for the 50s, even though you had guys like Sid Luckman and Norm Van Brocklin, who I've talked about. None of them were Otto Graham. He played 10 years in the NFL before the Super Bowl, before the merger. And back then, in 10 seasons, Otto Graham was a 10-time All-Pro, 7 times first team, 5-time league MVP, meaning he was the best player in the league 5 out of 10 years he played. He was in the championship game all 10 years that he played and won the championship 7 times. 7 chips in 10 appearances in only 10 years playing. That's 7 wins and 10 trips should remind you of someone. But that person didn't even do it in only 10 years. Otto was the standard. He revolutionized the game of football from a time when people were running the ball as the first, second, and third option. He was putting the ball in the air a little more, but he could run as well and was a pretty athletic quarterback, hard to take down when he got in the open field, but also a great quarterback and one of the all-time greats, and was considered the greatest quarterback until this next guy came along, who's my number 4. That would be Johnny Unitas. Johnny Unitas in the 60s and 70s did his thing. Johnny Unitas was a Super Bowl winner, went to 2 Super Bowls, lost in that big-time Super Bowl to Joe Namath, but also won one. Johnny Unitas also won some NFL championships before the Super Bowl merger. He was a 3-time league MVP, which is a rare list to be on. I told you it's only for guys that have 3 MVPs or more. It's only 6 of them in NFL history. 5 of them are quarterbacks. Johnny Unitas is one of them. He was an 8-time All-Pro, 5-time first team. He revolutionized the quarterback position after Otto Graham. He was known as a winner and a skilled quarterback who was the best of the best up until the next guy came along that took it from there and took Johnny Unitas' game to the next level. That person was Joe Montana, Joe Cool, as they would say, in the 80s. Joe epitomized winning. 4 championships in 4 tries, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Everybody knows about Joe Montana. He was the standard and considered the best of the best that had ever played the game up until the people that are at my top 2, which I'll get to later. But Joe Montana was a 5-time All-Pro in the 80s when the game was really evolving, and you had a lot of great quarterbacks who I've talked about already on my list. Also, Joe Montana was a champion. He was, as I said, the 2-time MVP, 5-time All-Pro, but he also ushered in with Bill Walsh the West Coast offense, which is still prominent and has evolved in today's game to the passing league that you see. Joe Montana was my favorite quarterback growing up as a kid, and number 3 on my list of the greatest of all time. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know what you're looking for. J Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or hit the bell. Get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth on YouTube, Instagram, at The Vault, JMU414 on Twitter, and of course, what's up, TikTok? Holla at y'all next time.